What's wrong with you people?
Hello guys, and welcome to a new episode of Entitled Parents. Now, if you like our series, don't forget to subscribe. Now let's go and see what those entitled parents are up to today. Entitled parent breaks my wrist and says it's my fault and tries to run away. Yeah, I'm just gonna break his wrist and walk away. Break his wrist, walk away. If you guess what I'm referencing to, post it in the comments. If anyone is listening, come on, you know this. I'm just gonna break his wrist, walk away. This story happened when I was still a teenager. I was at school during May and I was walking home and listening to my music from my iPod Touch. Remember those? Yes, OP, we do remember those. Those were simpler days. It was starting to get hot when I decided to stop at a nearby restaurant because my school is 2 miles away from my house. I walk into the place when I see this woman, the entitled parent, giving a really dirty look at me and says something to her kids, but I just ignore her. I order a smoothie and look over to entitled parent and she is nowhere to be seen. I just see her kids sitting at the table. So I walk over to one of those tables and sit down, and then someone takes my chair and I fall to the concrete ground. I feel an awful pain in my left hand to see that it was dislocated to the right side. Part of my bone was about to break my skin. Ouch. Okay, that hurts. That hurts just by reading. Actually, that's just enough details. Yeah, I agree with you. I look up to see entitled parent clearly having the chair in her hand. She just pulled a quick, steal the chair from under her prank. And these weren't the normal kind of chairs, they were the kind of chairs that were tall. And to make matters even worse, my iPod hit the ground, shattering the screen, and my arm got caught. Oh, that's some total damage there. Entitled parent. I needed this for my kids, you did that to yourself. Me. What I said next contained a lot of bad words, so I'm just going to translate it. Why did you think it was a good idea you broke my wrist? I'm in pain on the ground, clutching my wrist with blood coming out of my right shoulder from the iPod Touch screen I fell on. Some woman who was also there was helping me. Then the cashier comes to the entitled parent. Miss, we are going to have to call security on you. The restaurant was at a small mall. Entitled parent. I'm innocent. He fell by himself. I needed this for my kids. Right now, some employee in the back called an ambulance. Everyone here clearly saw you took the chair from under him. The woman who was with me helped me get up and walk outside. Entitled parent starts to stutter, then looks around and she just started running. Did she grab her kids? Or just leave them there? She starts to follow her and just barely gets a picture of her license plate, completely unaware that she left her purse with her ID and children at her table. Wait a second, did she just speed off in her car, leaving her kids at the table? Yeah, like I can always make other kids, right? I watched her get into her car, which was parked into a fire lane, no parking, and speed off. Yeah, she did that. She just abandoned her kids, teaching them the lesson of responsibility. See, kids, this is how you avoid responsibility. The ambulance eventually came and they put my wrist into a cast and put a bandage over my shoulder. When I told my parents, they were mad. The police found this woman in less than half an hour because she got pulled over for speeding not even 10 minutes after. When they caught her, she denied she did anything. But one look at the security camera and entitled parent was obviously lying. Not only did she lie to a police officer, she was put on trial for not only assaulting me and trying to run away, but because in her car were drugs and alcohol. Okay, this could have been avoided. Come on. You could have said, sorry, it was an accident. I'm sure this whole thing could have been avoided If the entitled mom just apologized, said, really sorry about that, let me help you get up. Yeah, I'll take all blame. Yeah, you don't need to search my car and find my drugs. I'm totally not carrying drugs and alcohol in my car. She decided that speeding off would be a better idea. I forgot how much she was fined because I put it aside for high school and college, but I'm pretty sure it was a lot. There kinda is a happy story for this. For Christmas, my parents got me an iPhone because the entitled parent never paid for the iPod. Moral of the story, don't be a dumb, and you'll be used for karma on the internet and be in prison. Oh my god. Entitled mother tells me that I shouldn't be eating McDonald's and tries to follow me home. Follow you home so she can cook you a nice meal? For context, I'm American born but living in Macau while finishing high school. The school I'm attending uses the Canadian curriculum, not Chinese, so it's a slightly easier adjustment from American classes. I've lived here for the last year and it's been a great experience. On the night of this entitled mother encounter, I was feeling too lazy to cook and was limited on cash, so I decided to just get McDonald's. There was a restaurant directly beneath my apartment, which was pretty convenient when I was craving something that reminded me of home, or I didn't have time to sit down and eat. I ordered on the digital machine they had to avoid any language barriers with my cashiers, because my Mandarin isn't great yet. Well, my Mandarin doesn't exist, so don't feel bad about it. And was waiting for my order to be called. Enter entitled mother. Entitled mother looks to be in her mid-40s and has 2 small children in tow. If I were to describe her physical appearance, the only appropriate comparison I can think of is a Hitmonlee from Pokemon, but larger. Entitled mother waddles in, gives me a dirty look and moves to the register. The place was packed, so I had plenty of time to watch entitled mother argue with this poor cashier about the proper way to pronounce burger and extra fries. And I'm not even gonna make a joke about that because you guys are gonna call me racist, so no. Her kids are sitting on the floor by her legs, loudly laughing. By the time entitled mother had finished ordering, my number was next to be called when unexpectedly she moves straight towards me. Cue the dialogue, characters should be obvious. Entitled mother: you really shouldn't be eating McDonald's. Okay lady, then why are you there? I mean, must have noticed it was a McDonald's joint, right? Because of the big M in the front of it. So why are you there? What? It becomes apparent by her voice that entitled mother is English. Me: oh, you're right, and you're obviously just here trying to get change for that 100 bill, right? Entitled mother: you're visiting China and you go to McDonald's. That's a typical American. Hey, you know what? I do that sometime. I'm not an American, but I do that sometime. When I'm visiting a foreign country, I would go to KFC or McDonald's or stuff like that. So guilty as charged. And it's just because, you gotta try the cuisine, you gotta try the local specialties and whatnot. But more often than not, you end up paying like $20 for a grilled cheese and a coffee. So at least with McDonald's, I know what I'm at. I know I'm not gonna starve. I know I have an idea of the conditions in which the food is cooked. So even if it's trash, even if I'm eating trash, at least I know I'm eating trash. I know what I'm paying for that trash. So it's not that big a deal. Me: first of all, I live here and have for the last year. Secondly, you're ordering food not just for yourself but your 2 kids. So don't act all holier than you. Entitled mother: how dare you state the obvious? How dare you state the obvious? At this point, I grab my food and leave. I start the short walk to the door to my building when I realize entitled mother is following me. Entitled mother: don't you dare walk away from me, you little shit. Okay, and she was with her two little kids when she yelled that at OP. I swipe my key card to get into my building and close the glass door on entitled mother. I walk past the security guy in my building and say to him, "Don't let that woman in." He nods and walks away from the door. Entitled mother is still screaming at me while I'm getting in the elevator. No idea if she went back for her food. So let me get this right. This lady just ordered food and then left because some guy was also ordering food from McDonald's. Well, some guy took food from McDonald's, and yeah, OP, you should have let her in. Ask her to cook you some lunch, some dinner. Let me have your phone. You don't deserve it. You're just a stupid teenager. So some background. I was at Subway last week, and I very rarely do this, but I was ordering 3 subs. My parents wanted one. Come on, OP, you don't have to clarify, they don't have to specify that. We've all been there, on a Friday night at the Subway, ordering for 3 persons. Yeah, I have a couple of friends back home, I'm just picking up some food. Yeah, we know how it goes. Although I have been going to that Subway once a week for months, so all the staff on that shift know me. Cast. Me, entitled monkey's child, very nice staff member, and a very nice manager. Entitled kid walks up behind me while I'm telling the staff my order. Entitled kid. "You're taking too long, I'm bored, let me use your phone." If I would have done that when I was a kid, I would get smacked so hard that I'd be using the telegraph. Me. "Sorry, I'm using it to text my parents to ask what they want." Yeah, it's funny how OP felt the need to justify himself or herself to this little kid. Entitled kid runs off crying to his mom, tells his mom I won't let him have my phone. Then the entitled mom storms towards me. "Why won't you let my son have your phone?" "I don't know, lady, because it's mine. Can I have your car?" "Sorry, ma'am, just as I told your son, I am texting my parents asking what they want." "I don't care, that is way too expensive for a phone for a child." "I have the iPhone XS Max. Give it to my kid." You see, logic is just something that happened to other people when talking about entitled parents. So that phone is too expensive for a kid. Give it to my kid. So at this point, the entitled mother has drawn so much attention to herself that the manager comes out of the back. "Hey, what's going on here?" Entitled mother. "This dumb kid stole my phone." Why are you always pulling this? I mean, I read a lot of stories about entitled parents trying to pull this stuff. Did it ever work? Were you ever able to prove that another guy's phone was your phone? I mean, we all know what's gonna happen now. Me, the manager, and the staff member all look at each other and start laughing. You know that he comes in every week with the same phone, right? Yeah, he has even show us coupons on his phone. Entitled mother goes pale in the face and makes one last desperate attempt to get my phone. "You stupid teenager, you don't deserve that phone, give it to me." Okay, you don't get a say as to what he deserves. Please leave or I will have to call the cops for harassment. Entitled mother picks up her kid and scurries out faster than Usain Bolt. Manager: "I'm sorry for that." Then he looks at the staff member. "Make sure he gets 3 cookies for dealing with this." "Sure thing." "Thanks for dealing with her. We have seen her in here before, but she hasn't been this bad before." Me: "Oh, it's okay. I have a pretty thick skin. I can take walking wheels all day." So I order my 3 subs. I get my 3 sugar cookies, my absolute favorite. The staff thanks me again, then I leave. Yeah, if any of those rich billionaire type of guys are listening, you don't deserve all your billions. Give it to me, I could use those money so much better, I wouldn't be wasting them on stocks and real estate and stuff. I would just be wasting them on women and drinks. Come on, give it to me. You're not using them right. Well, this was it for today's episode, and since you had the patience to endure until the end, might as well click that subscribe button, right? Thank you guys, and see you next time.